Howdy there, and thanks for tuning in. I've been trying a lot of different things lately with content, and I've been trying to rein myself in a little bit so that I can have more consistent uploads. I still want to make those longer form videos in that like 30-minute range that are heavily scripted, but I've been trying out less scripted, more free form, shorter videos like with the recent Farah video. That way I can have a more comfortable and consistent output. And today I want to try something new again and reacting to something on the day of. And this is a huge one because I think that this patch is going to really decide the future of the game. Now, I doubt they will be releasing their dev update or dev blog about 6v6 unless things get crazy online. But regardless of that announcement and the devs addressing 6v6 as an option, I think that this patch could be it for 5v5. This might be the end of the road, the final nail in the coffin, like however you want to say it. I think 5v5's future really rides on this patch. So let's take a look at everything it's got to offer. I'm hoping it's not too bad, but we do know that they were thinking, as misguided as it is, that tanks need to be tankier, and they did get some flack for that online. So let's see if they walked that back at all. First, the Transformers collab actually looks really nice, and it's an IP that I think most of us grew up with. And I mean, I've had a lot of fun with Transformers in the past as a kid, and then whenever I was a little bit older with the Michael Bay films coming out. It's just a fun franchise, and I like that Overwatch is able to make high quality collaborations like this, because this is the kind of stuff that the shop should be about. You know, really neat cosmetics that are actually worth trying to collect and can really express your own interest by participating in different IPs and different ways of life, different habits. That kind of stuff is super cool, and I hope that they continue to do more, and hopefully it becomes more frequent in the future if this is a big success. Little reward coming in. Let's check out these skins real quick before we get into the meat and potatoes. Shop's a little broken. Not surprised. That looks... That's weird. His ears are a little funky. It's not a bad skin, but I'm glad that it's actually an epic. Should probably... Oh my god, it's... Well, I mean, it is it's got an emote with it too, but I think that should probably be... Well, I mean, that's within the price range that I normally want it, that I would want it at. So, I think that's good. It's a pretty mid epic skin, but it's actually priced as an epic, so that's good. Man, they are just... This is an epic? How? Oh, that's nice. Little steampunk bastion. That's adorable. Oh man, I wish these souvenirs did something. This is so cute. That's nice. Nice and clean for those steampunk fans. Man, they are just... The art team is just going incredibly hard with these Torbjorn skins lately. They are just cooking. Like, I would easily think that something like this is a legendary. There's so many little intricate details and stuff. All the little insignias and carvings, like... That's really cool. Yeah, the rivet gun is really nice. Yeah, that is super cool. More skins like this, Blizzard. That's awesome. And these still aren't loading except for Alari, so I have not watched really any of like the new Transformer stuff, so I don't really know who this character is, but the skin looks nice, and I like the little dinglies that they did with the where her hair is modeled. That's funny. Nice weapon. The dreaded pylon. Yeah, that's nice. I don't know this character, but I like the design overall for the skin. I like that cape a lot. Colors on the cape are very nice. Oh man. That is the big one. Bumblebee Bastion, that's incredible. I wish we had configuration tank though, because that is super cool. Now this is a, oh my god, that's awesome. Oh my god. You could actually drive around? That's, oh, that's super cute. That's super nice. That skin's a huge W. Good job, art team. Ooh. Ramantra is looking clean right here. Staff is nice. I wonder how that looks gold. On the Nemesis form, he's got the missiles, he's got the, oh my god. That is super nice. Yeah, that is just so cool. And it really just goes to show what Overwatch can do with their cosmetics. Like this should be like a huge event skin. Like it is a big collaboration, like this is incredible. And the same for Ryan here. Oh my god. I'm glad that they used the helmet as the base there. Man, this is super cool. Oh yeah. Man, that is awesome. Yeah, as per usual, whenever the art team is allowed to do something, they absolutely cook. There is a ton of stuff to look through here. Check out the player icons real quick. Ooh, those two are very nice. Name cards, that Ramantra is pretty nice. People are probably gonna use that Alari one. That's pretty cool. Oh man, Bastion. Alright, victory poses. And our Nemesis form, holding a sun. Bastion's action pose, that's nice. Okay, okay. Those are fun. No Alari highlight intro, interesting. Oh my god, that is super cool. That is awesome. I mean that's still cool. We get a big explosion in the back. It's nice and dynamic, especially compared to some of the highlight intros we've been getting recently. But that's a funny way to imply the semi truck without actually folding Reinhardt up, which is I bet they had fun trying to figure that out behind the scenes, but that's nice. Okay, okay. A nice little dynamic jump. That's pretty cool. Alright. So that's the collaboration event. Let's get into the dark side here. Join the epic battle between Autobots and Decepticons. Summer Games is coming. Oh, they're here now. Nice. And so are all of the lifeguard skins. So they've got the Transformers event and the lifeguard skins stacked on top of each other. Got themselves a little bit of a money printer situation for this mid-season patch, which is nice. They definitely need to make money, and people are gonna buy the skins. So, all right, mythic weapons are here, which is a little controversial, but I already talked about that a bit in another video. Introducing player surveys. After a match is done, you may occasionally be invited to participate in a web-based survey that you can complete on PC or using your mobile device by scanning on the on-screen QR code. This is your chance to let us know how you've been enjoying Overwatch 2 and help identify areas where the game can be improved. And audio updates. Adjusted the volume levels of health pool impacts. So, when shooting enemies with base health, shields, armor, or overhealth, made the sound cues clearer as to what health type you were damaging. Okay, that's nice. A little bit of quality of life here. It could actually be pretty big. It depends on the questions and answers you can give. But this could be huge, and I hope that they push this really hard so that they can get an idea, because they have been pretty lost with the game's identity so far. Team 4 has just been struggling to get a foundation and a clear vision for Overwatch. So this is really good, and I hope they push it really aggressively. And here we are, hero updates. General. They doubled the armor flat damage reduction? Holy crap, dude. What? Alright, so it doesn't really affect the pellets that it was already nuking, but that's a decent hit, because that turns into like a closer to 10% reduction for bullets and projectiles that deal higher damage. That is gonna hurt some of the hit scan even more, though. That's actually pretty scary. That's gonna hurt DPS a lot, honestly. It's gonna hurt everybody trying to hit anything, really. Tanks with armor are gonna be really hard to kill now, as if they weren't before. Enemy health bars now display when they are at low health threshold. Interesting. We'll have to check that out. Oh, man. Okay, so they walked back the knockback resistance a little bit. That's good. Keep going. No need to stop. Just keep going. It's stupid that it was ever higher than 30%. Stupid that it ever really existed. These passives are just so problematic, and when they're already struggling to handle an asymmetrical format, it really just backs them into a corner of making really any healthy choices when you have all these different passives affecting all these different characters differently. These universal passives just honestly need to go, and I just wish they would, instead of trying to focus on these game-wide or role-wide band-aid fixes, just focus on the gameplay loop. And if you really do want to work on passives, I'm all for that, but it should be the individual hero passives on a per character basis. This game-wide stuff it doesn't work. That being said, this is insane. People still aren't going to stop shooting the tank, even if they're giving even less ult charge, because they're just so easy to hit, and because tanks have to interact with the front line in some way, the vast majority of them, like they are 9 times out of 10 the easiest and most consistent target to just light up for free damage so that you can build ult charge and then have a chance at actually winning a team fight, since it's pretty much just either your tank feeds and you get rolled, or you build up to the first ult, and usually people who get the first ult get the first pick, so they win the fight. Honestly, they just need to reduce or increase the cost of the actual ults that are problematic and get rid of this, because it doesn't feel good for the people that know what's going on, and for the vast majority of people that don't know that this passive even really exists and don't notice it impacting anything. It doesn't matter, because they're just going to shoot the tank anyways. This doesn't deter any of the behavior you're trying to solve. Oh, D.Va. The maximum duration of defense matrix is increased by half a second by reducing the rate at which the resource meter drains when in use, so it won't take longer to regenerate. The increased damage on micro... Oh my god. They did not buff DM. Oh my god. 4-second DM is on its way. Jesus Christ, 5v5. I don't know. It's iffy, because with how the armor works right now, this... I don't know, she just deals way... She's going to be dealing way more damage consistently. But the only time D.Va ever really gets aggressive was whenever you're already winning, and she only really does that damage on squishies, W keying after there's already been a pick or something. So I don't know, it's just kind of awkward stat bloat here. This is scary though. Depending on the other changes made, this could honestly make like open queue and certain like brawly comps where D.Va just perma DM somebody going into your backline. Like this is gonna be very problematic in coordinated play. Doomfist changes. Oh no. I love Doom. I play the crap out of Doom. I don't think he needs any help right now outside of just improving the gameplay loop. Most of Doomfist's survivabilities through his excellent mobility, true, but this boost to his passive overhealth generation will enable him to stay in the fight longer before disengaging. Oh no. 30 to 40. That's pretty huge. That allows you to poke with slam, punch out, and then be able to re-engage with punch again if you get charged up or something. That could be super scary. This isn't too big of a change though. I'm glad. I was scared for a second that they were going to increase the cap on the overhealth generation, but it looks like they weren't getting that silly, so that's good. Still a pretty big buff in how you can use that overhealth though. Oh no. Junker Queen is relatively small and fast for a tank hero, so Commanding Shout doesn't need a ton of bonus health to be effective. The increased wound healing better rewards her for managing her abilities well. So are they nerfing? No? It's relatively small and fast, so Commanding Shout doesn't need a ton of bonus health to be effective. So we buffed the bonus health. Make it make sense, Blizzard. Come on. And the wound health is increased by 25%. Oof. Probably not the craziest thing here, but for the people that do play Junker Queen, she's gonna be eating, and this is just very needless stat bloat. Junker Queen is a relatively small and fast tank hero, so Commanding Shout doesn't need a ton of bonus health to be effective. So we buffed it by another 25 HP for no effing reason. Oh, Mauga. Cardiac Overdrive is Mauga's primary tanking ability that keeps him in the fight, but the previous duration was difficult to counter. Well, it's it's not that it was difficult to counter, it's that there was you either got lucky with a shield or you had an Ana and you turned it off. There was no in between. The ability is not interactable right now. It is now a more potent effect. Oh my god, they are not buffing Cardiac Overdrive while Maga is already on top of things. A shorter duration to increase the importance of choosing both the right moment to use it as Maga and when to try mitigating against it as the enemy. Jesus, man. I guess you have to pick Ana now if you see a Maga. Otherwise, you just pray and hope that your Maga out-Magas the enemy Maga. Overrun, knockback, damage. This is good. Overrun is a fun ability and the most interactive, or the most, like, aggressive and active part of his kit. So I'm fine with them doing some damage tweaks here. 15. So 28. 20 overall damage is a decent increase, though. Oh, geez. Alright, so 5 to 3 seconds. 40% increase in the lifesteal. You just can't kill Maga while he's shooting you now. You actually have to have Ana or just run away. You can't interact with him. If you're tank or you're playing a bigger DPS, he's just gonna be unkillable. And they increase the damage reduction. Cool, so we just nerfed Hog from 40% and healing just to almost double the healing Mog is getting and put him at that 40% damage reduction effect. That's actually crazy. This is awful. Allies now receive only half the lifesteal and damage reduction effect value. That's good, but that is just a band-aid fix, because Maga himself is going to be unkillable. This is just, it's salt in the wound at that point. Cardiac Overdrive really should just only affect Maga. It's ridiculous. But if they're only receiving half, so they have 20% damage negation, and they have 50% lifesteal. So it's a nerf to the damage reduction, but it's barely a nerf to the lifesteal. So this is practically unchanged for how it benefits Malga Brawl. I can't believe we're buffing Malga, man. Oh no. Oh no. I knew it was coming, I called it. More Orisa micro buffs so that she gets back into the meta again. Let's see it. Fortify and Javelin spin abilities were weakened further than no, they were not. Than necessary when Orisa was overly dominant. She has not been performing well since, because nobody wants to play that character. But this patch is where we're broadly adjusting how impactful the role is. There is not Rune again. Oh my god. At least they just touched Fortify, but Jesus, man. Orisa does not need these micro buffs, because she's practically fully reverted now. Outside of just a couple more damage tweaks or number tweaks, she's practically fully reverted. So she's gonna be coming back. But this is insane. So I don't think anybody at a high level is gonna be really playing that. But this is gonna be a problem against other tanks that aren't Maga, and since she's so easy to play, like, if you aren't playing Maga, you might as well be playing Orisa or a Hog. So forget the Doomfist changes, forget the Junker Queen changes. Like, the big three are still going to be running things. Unfortunate, man. Unfortunate. Oh god, and she gets that bonus from the armor change. Oh my god. Pummel damage is adjusted. The pummel damage adjustment is notable as it reduces the number of punches required to knock out a 250 health hero. Nemesis, 75 more bonus armor. Jesus. I guess they want Ramatra to get played a little bit, even though the big three are fucking getting buffed. That's crazy. Lord. So why are we doing this? I thought we were changing the the punch damage, but we changed the punch damage, the pummel, by 5, so it takes one pummel less if you're doing like the melee tech to speed it up a little bit. Why is this so small on the aggressive part of his kit, but the passive bonus armor that he gets just from pressing the button is increased by 75? That is massive. Oh my god, dude. Oh, Ryan. That is a fucking novel right there. Or novel. One of the core design goals for Reinhardt is to be the hero that shields his team. It is part of his identity. Yes. In the past, we've reduced the barrier health significantly in order to improve other offensive aspects of his kit to better fit the fast-paced gameplay of Overwatch 2. Overwatch 2 is now fast-paced. Nothing happens until there's ults. But perhaps it was too much. We still want to avoid barriers feeling mandatory due to how useful they can be and keep tank diversity at a healthy level. Well, yeah, why would you want barriers to be mandatory whenever you want to buff all of the sustain characters? Because those are already mandatory. At a healthy level, there's two tanks being played at any point in the vast majority of levels. However, this patch is looking at the tank role in particular. We're increasing the barrier health again. So more cloudy shield bot. So the wall impact, so we can kill squishies again, never should have been reduced in the first place. And we've got 1600 shield again. That isn't the worst, but it's still a substantial increase, and it's not helping Reinhardt with the gameplay loop at all. It's just prolonging the inevitable a little bit. This is going to go insanely hard in lower ranks and probably on a few one tricks if you face people that don't want to swap on you. But the higher you go, or not even, just if you play at all, people are counter swapping every game, so it really doesn't fix anything for him. No way. The pigpen ability wasn't very useful outside of being used. Well, duh! The only use for that ability is if somebody is not paying attention and gets slowed, or 99.99% of the time, just the rudimentary one-shot combo. 45 damage a second. Recovery time reduced. Okay, cool. So just number bloat. Nice. No fundamental changes. We're just giving Roadhog a little damage buff for no reason. I'm sure this won't add up with something later. Mr. 5v5 Tank himself is appearing on the patch notes. He who has transitioned perfectly. Sigma as a tank does not currently have an issue with survivability. Yup, because he can cycle between barrier, kinetic grasp, and weapon range. We are, however, increasing the damage of accretion to bring it back more of the threat it used to pose and increase the satisfaction when landing it. as it also did not benefit from the global increase to projectile sizes. That is because it is a boulder, and it is already massive. Impact damage doubled. I don't know if that gives Sig enough to one-shot the new HP pools, but I think that's close. That is insane. I can't believe we're buffing Sigma. Y'all typed this out, so y'all understand that Sigma is already incredibly strong and consistent, and very difficult to punish, especially as a tank or a close range anything. So we are buffing the one thing that he really has to turn those close range battles around once you finally get to him. So it looks like the meta is not changing whatsoever, and the top tanks are getting even stronger. Oh, Winston. Winston is one of the top performing tanks at the moment because people like playing him and people can be really, really good at him. Though when considering how satisfying the individual abilities within his kit are, the Tesla secondary fire, which is just a nothing burger, has felt underwhelming for how long it took to charge. No, it's because it's nothing burger, it's just a little bit of tidbit damage. You are better off just actually making the play and getting in on somebody. So it'll now be a bit more fluid. We also still want Primal Rage to be killable, but adding some health to it. So we want it to be killable, but we're going to buff it anyways. Oh, man. 200 extra HP! Jesus, man. And this is nothing. This is absolutely zero. It'll definitely feel a little bit better, but I mean the ability, the all fire still just does nothing, and it's what, like 55 damage or something for a whole second. You have to charge up first and then shoot, and it's a projectile. It's ridiculous. This is gonna be big in the places where they play the crap out of Winston. It's not the craziest thing on here, obviously, but still just needless HP and sustain bloat. Wrecking Ball has excellent mobility and survivability and will now be more efficient in transferring some of that survivability to his teammates, should he choose to return to him. We're also making the automatic reload in ball form match his manual reload timing for a smoother transition between modes. So it's just granting more free HP for absolutely no reason, because we need everybody to be even tankier than they already are, so that nobody dies per 10. Excellent change, Blizzard. This is actually good. I like that they are doing that. It could honestly be a little bit faster. You could squeeze that down to a 1.5, honestly. But that's a good quality of life change. This is stupid and on the line of that commanding shout change of just why are we increasing the free HP of a button press? Zarya. Increasing the health on these barriers, oh my god, also means the total energy Zarya can gain per barrier is increased, so there's a boost to both her offensive and cape. It's only 25 HP. That's good. A 25% increase in the duration, though. That's pretty big. And projected barriers got the same change? Yes. The bubble duration change is honestly pretty big. The bubble health change wouldn't be as big as it on its own, but combined with Zarya being tankier as she is in Overwatch 2, and the duration increase, that's probably going to be pretty mean. You'll at least be able to still counter swap Zarya into some of these characters, I guess. Only 10% reduction now. Oh no. Damage is gonna feel like shit. You're never killing a tank now. Tanks just don't die until they're like the last person, or if they are just hard ending. Tank is now unkillable. They should, at this point, just remove it. Honestly. The big Omnic Butler takes a lot of incoming fire and will now be more resistant to knockbacks and critical damage. Bro, you know, people joke about Bob and Alari Pylon and Torb Turret and all of these deployables just being a 6th player in an Overwatch 1, a 7th player. Like, they are. Team 4 is cooked, man. They're actually cooked. That's insane. So when you hack Bob, it's reduced. And when you sleep Bob, it's reduced now. Team 4 is actually cooked. Bob is actually just a 7th player on an ult cooldown, or a 6th player on an ult cooldown now. Wild stuff, dude. This... I was trying to be a little lighthearted earlier, but like... with all of those tank changes and seeing shit like this at the start of the damage patch notes is... I think Team 4 is cooked, and this might be the last gasp of air for this format. With his current tuning, Cassidy is performing too well in many aspects between his range, burst damage, and survivability. It's because he's way too tanky to punish. And the armor changes benefit him. Plus he's hit scan, and hit scan bias exists, so leading him to be more dominant force among the damage heroes by an overwhelming amount. He's also extremely easy to play, so people are picking the crap out of him. The gameplay goal for Cassidy is to be sturdier close range hit scan. Those things don't work. Who is more proficient at dealing with high mobility flankers. With this in mind, we're pulling back the effective fall-off range of his weapon to help align him with those gameplay goals and open up more hero variety amongst the damage roll. Primary fire damage fall-off range reduced by 5 meters. Okay, that is just straight up a nerf. Cassidy did need a little bit of a nerf, but I don't think that affects him all too much. Oh, Pharah. I just posted a video. Well, I made the video yesterday and posted the video earlier today whenever I'm recording this, going over how I would change Pharah, and what I went over in that video are more fundamental changes to try and just rein her in and make her more easy to punish instead of just outright number nerfs. So I think that is the best way to go about touching Pharah. That way she remains viable in some form. But let's see what they cooked. I mean, the kitchen is already burnt, so I guess it can only get so much worse. This is a reversion back to Pharah's concussive blast from before, so they take away the damage due to its wide area and fast projectile speed without waiting the full recovery for another rocket. I mean, that does it, but that was fun, and that was the, even though it definitely needed to be nerfed a little bit, I agree with increasing how impactful the recovery of her rocket is in between the rocket fire. But you've just removed the rocket conk into follow-up rocket wherever you've pushed them, little one-shot combo that you could do from range. So now Pharah is joining the long line of projectile heroes that can't kill in 2 shots, but also can't crit. So, but they increased the knockback radius again? I mean, you're gonna be able to get more cheese with the elims and stuff, and send yourself flying more, but I don't know, that removes a combo part of the kit that felt pretty nice, and was one of the few ways that a projectile hero could really consistently get KOs. Or get kills with within the game right now, so this definitely hurts Pharah a little bit, but she is still just going to be really annoying. She's just not going to have that one-shot combo potential from playing skillfully. Now she is just going to be the mindless spam. Another great change for Blizzard, making things more simple. And that's it for damage. Wow. So if they're buffing the crap out of tanks, sustainability, going as far to almost double Mauga's effective tankiness, they have to put their thinking cap on, and they totally nerfed supports into the ground, right? They reduced healing by 50% across the board so that the game is playable in in any way. They totally did that, right? Rather small change, but we'd like to minimize the amount of time tanks can be taken out of the fight for, as they are also the easiest target to hit. It's only 3 seconds now. Wow. And Bob benefits from that too. Absolutely cooked game. I'm surprised I'm surprised they didn't buff anti-nade with all of those tank changes, but I guess they don't want Ana to be too playable, eh? Oh my god. You are running amok right now. Alari will still see this UI alert, but allies generally don't need to, as it could occur fairly often and be over distracting. So we're not nerfing Alari. 2 supports in, with no changes to healing, and Pylon just gets a UI quality of life change. Zenyatta, we're reducing the cost of Transcendence as it's a poo-poo ult, and it's stinky poo-poo garbage in this game with how they changed it. Okay. Wow. No Doomfist changes. That's good, because getting obliterated by a D.Va ult, especially now that she's going to be played even more than she already was, is annoying. Let me know what y'all think down below. I definitely want to see other people's points of view. But I've got to be honest. These are ridiculous, honestly. None of these, nothing is going to be dying. You were already having difficulties killing squishies. That is still 100% intact. And now tanks are even more raid bossy than they were. I can't believe they buffed Mauga, Roadhog, and Orisa, 2 of which were sustain buffs. I don't want to hate on the devs or anything, but this is just genuine incompetency. They have no fucking clue what they're doing with this game right now. And I don't even know if it's just because of the format, because some of these changes are just insane. Man. It's looking like Season 11 is going to continue to be rough, guys. Unfortunate. Hopefully there is, a little bit of coordination in the community outcry from this patch, and we hear something about 6v6 soon, because if this is what 122 gives us, it is absolutely not worth pursuing anymore. Absolutely cooked game right now. Unfortunate, man. Anyways, thanks for watching. I appreciate anybody clicking on and just wanting to join the discussion I'm trying to have here. I hope that some people still have fun, because this does not look fun. But anyways, thanks for watching. I'll catch you later. Check out my other videos, and I already have a good portion of it written, but I have a follow-up to the fixing 5v5 video coming out for that 5-role mobile watch format. So, look forward to that soon. But anyways, see ya.